and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 laps and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It's here. It's here. The weekend is here, guys. The weekend is here. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Hope you are having a great morning. Live here from the Low T Center studio, Ben McKee, Jason Swain. And on the phones, the Irish Networks hotline, it is our guy, Seth Stokes. Stokes, good morning.
Good morning, my guys. How y'all doing?
Man, it's here, man. We're great. Ben's good. I'm good. We good.
It's all good.
It is all good. Exactly, man. Exactly. Super regional this weekend. And probably the biggest news in sports is that there's going to be a 12-team college football playoff. But I don't even care right now, guys. I don't even care.
Like, so it's official?
It's happening, man. It's going to happen.
It's not official.
It's going to happen.
But it's a proposal that is going to take place.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. Mm.
Too much money on the table for it not to happen. You know, it's always about money.
And we called this years ago. We said if this works, and with all the money it's going to bring in, they're eventually going to expand this thing. It's just going to take a few years while they figure it all out. And here we are, a few years later. And it looks like I didn't think they'd go 12. Like, they went 4-12.
Yeah, I like that they're expanding the playoff, Stokes. I'd be curious if you feel the same way. I don't necessarily like that 12 teams are getting in. I was a fan of like 8.
I think it was working how it was. I think the 4-team playoff worked great. I don't think anybody that shouldn't have been in there was in there, and I don't think anybody that should have been in there wasn't in there. it felt like they were getting it right pretty much every year. Unfortunately, the only two teams that could do anything the last few years were Clemson and Alabama. And you had LSU one year, but I mean, it just I don't know. It felt like the best teams in college football were the last four standing and playing each other every year.
Yeah, I mean, Executive Director Bill Hancock said the proposal at its heart was created to provide more participation for more players and more schools. And, you know, I agree with Ben, you know, his stance that college football is really the only sport that at the beginning of the season, not everyone has a real opportunity to go win a championship. And so not every school is going to have a chance to win a championship, so nothing's going to drastically change. But it gives more teams an opportunity. There's a few open spots that would be present if this plan is pushed forward. Now, I don't think they got it wrong anytime that we've had the college football playoff. I think the best team has won the championship. But let's see what happens if you extend that thing out to, 6, 8, 12 teams, and you just never know. I mean, just never know. I think I don't think that the champion is going to change, to be honest. But I saw where John Bryce talked to some college coaches, and some coaches essentially said all that's going to change is just more butt kickings.
Yeah,
more butt kickings. So the higher rated teams playing against the lower seed, they're just going to get smashed. But it still gives them an opportunity.
Yeah.
And
or what's going to happen is you're going to have one of those teams that really shouldn't be in there get a fluky kind of win over a team that they never should have beaten, and then you're going to have like a really bad championship.
Yeah.
That's definitely possible. I like that there's more playoff games. I know people are I know people are upset about maybe devaluing the regular season. I don't know that it necessarily devalues the regular season exponentially, but because you're still going to be competing to make the playoffs, and then on top of it, we get more playoff games. So I like it. More college football playoff games. I mean, we all love the NFL playoffs. Imagine if it was just an AFC championship game, an NFC championship game, and then the Super Bowl. I mean, that kind of seems not enough of the NFL playoffs, and that's what we've been getting with college football. So I'm all for more college football playoff games.
Listen, I'm not mad about more games now. I'm not mad. Yeah, you won't hear me complaining one bit about more games.
Hey, and at the end of the day, this gives Tennessee a better chance to make the playoffs.
Expand it to 24 teams. Let's go. Expand
Top
that thing.
64 teams get in.
Let's get it.
We'll have a football regional like we do baseball regional.
Let's go. Expand it out. 64 teams.
I know there's been a Reddit thread where they kind of did some simulations on what a 12-team playoff would have looked like the past few years. They were intriguing for sure. There's some intriguing matchups in there that you wouldn't normally see. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, extend it out, man. Extend it out. Extend it out. The championship game won't be played until June.
And here's how they could continue to make the regular season so important. It is by the teams that win their conference. They get a spot in the playoffs. It doesn't look like they're going to do that, but just like the NFL, whoever wins the AFC North, they get to go to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And whoever wins the NFC West, they get to go to the playoffs.
If you have a good record, you get that bye.
Yes.
And so that's what it looks like the proposal is going to be. If you win your conference championship, you get that first round bye. So all those years, Notre Dame thought they was getting over not being in the conference.
Their athletic director, I think it was their athletic director.
It was.
Said that he's glad that he no longer has to hear people say that Notre Dame's not in a conference.
Well, hey,
Because they don't have an advantage anymore because they are not eligible for that bye.
Correct. So they'll be playing on that first round. So and it's not gonna matter. They're gonna lose anyways.
Correct. But like the NFL, the regular season is valued because you're competing with other teams in your division for that spot to get to the playoffs. It just felt a little bit different because with college football, there's only one postseason game in regards to winning a championship. So there was more emphasis on those games. But the regular season matters in the NFL. And don't let anybody tell you.
Not really.
I think it
Because
does.
regular season. No, okay, then why does everybody say it don't matter what you do in the regular season? All that matters is the playoffs.
Well, because you remember for what you do in the postseason. But the regular season matters because if you perform poorly in the regular season, you can't get to the postseason.
I think they get intertwined. I mean, look at the Bengals under Andy Dalton. They got to the playoffs quite a few times. They just never won a playoff game. So did it really matter? No, the coach still got fired. He still got traded away.
You know what matters?
What?
Chris Burke is going to be on the show at 7:45. That's what matters.
Yes, sir.
That's what matters. Chris Burke is going to be on the show.
One of the Tennessee baseball goats.
That's what matters. That's what matters. Because it's super regional time. That's what matters. Also, LSU is not going to hire the former Oregon State championship coach either.
Nope.
I don't even know why they was thinking about him, but they're not going to hire him.
We also may have an appearance from Tom Hart at 9 o'clock, so we'll keep you posted on that one. Tom and Chris are on the call for the Tennessee LSU Super Regional this weekend, so I reached out to Tom, and he asked if 9 worked for us. I'm just waiting to hear back from him. So
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Stokes,
Yes, sir.
the great philosopher, Little Wayne. Wayne.
it's Lil, not Little.
Little.
Lil. Lil. Lil.
Little. Because he is little.
He is a little person.
Lil Wayne.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, he is.
I already got
He's
us
a
one
slight
email
fella.
this week.
You did, man. Don't worry, I sent it to spam.
Did you tell Stokes about the email?
I haven't yet. I haven't yet. No, I didn't send it to spam. I'm just kidding. The great philosopher Lil Wayne once said, if I recall, that the block is hot. The block is hot.
Ha, ha, ha.
The block is hot. The block is hot. That's what I heard. That's what I heard him say, man.
It's true.
And the block will be hot.
You didn't say it in your Lil Wayne voice.
I don't have a Lil Wayne voice.
It's really hard to do that voice.
It's definitely
It's
unique.
It's like a 14-year-old with a frog in their throat.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. I can butcher the console. I can do the country football fan. That's about it right now. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. I'm not old boy that be impersonating all the NFL players and can do John Gruden. What's his name? Frank Caliendo?
Yeah.
I'm not Frank, man. I'm just Swain. I got 2. Conzo.
You little Swain today?
That's all I got, man.
Did you see the guy who impersonated Charles Barkley?
Oh yeah, that was
Did the
awesome.
Charles
Oh, that was
Barkley?
funny.
That was great, man. That was great. But I heard the block is gonna be hot. So I heard.
The Swain Event block party?
No, I ain't the Swain Event block party, but I'll tell you one thing, man. I was yesterday. I had went to go pick up my youngest daughter from getting her hair done. Because I'm tired of just doing the daddy ponytail. Come here, girl. Let me put some grease on it and put you in one ponytail. Like that, it gets old. So she want to go get her hair braided up or whatever. So I picked her up, came to the house. As I got out the car, I saw some weeds. I didn't like seeing. You know, get the weeds in the driveway and along the. So I went outside. I was I was spraying them, pulling them up. Go inside, get the dog, take him outside with me. We outside playing a little bit. I come back inside, and I check my DMs. And Volstorm and slid in my DMs. I'm like, what you want, Volstorm?
What, are you asking for tickets?
No. I don't know why you asking me for tickets. I ain't got any.
Well, I mean, the AD's tagging you in tweets. There's no telling what you have.
That's my point. That's my point. So I come back home, and I check my DMs at 2:16, and Volstorm's like, "You start the block party?" I'm like, "Huh? What are you talking about?" I was like, "Nope. What do you mean?" He goes, "Read the article." So I checked my notifications, and then I was like, oh, wow. So, yeah, I sent over the idea. I wouldn't simply say it was like my idea only. I think everyone kind of thought about that scene and what it could be and how cool it would be. The game being sold out inside Lindsey Nelson Stadium, if we did like a watch party on the outside and it mimicked the Nashville Predators and Toronto Raptors playoff run a couple years ago. And I did send that over to get to Danny White. I did. But I did not expect that Danny White would give your boy some credit. I didn't expect that. But I did send that stuff over. I was like, hey, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this right here. This will be so cool. And big shout out to Chancellor Plowman for making it happen, Danny White making it happen, and his team. And I told y'all these guys are different.
Yeah.
They're different.
It's great seeing them take, an idea from the fan base and run with it and give credit, because they've used ideas from the fan base before, as he has, and didn't say not now one word about whose idea it was.
Remember checking Nealon?
That's what I'm talking about.
Give me that idea, punk. My idea, punk.
My grandmama gave me this idea.
My idea, punk. You got something on it? Nope, I don't. My idea. They deboed ideas in the past.
Yeah, they did.
My grandma gave me this idea. Yeah, man. So I'll be honest, I was surprised. Man. I was caught off guard, but man, really, really, really cool.
Tony Vitello even gave the Swain Event a shout out on a different radio show for the idea.
Thanks, Tony.
It's different in Knoxville right now.
What'd you say, Stokes?
I said it's different in Knoxville right now.
It is different.
The landscape is changing. The care factor for affiliation of radio stations, like just the whole sports talk scene in Knoxville, is there's a shift and an adjustment happening with this new blood in the university.
Well, we're technically not on a radio. We're not on a radio station, so I mean,
it doesn't matter. The Swain Event has been a Knoxville establishment since 2010.
Man, we've been here.
That's what I'm saying. A decade now.
We've been
over
here.
A decade.
Yeah, we've been here.
Oh, by the way, Stokes.
That's right. Get him, Ben.
I'm more tenured than you are.
What are you talking about?
I think I've been with the show longer than you have.
His retirement benefits will be better than yours, Stokes.
Well,
let's see. I started in Knoxville with Swain and Rucker in 2012. Less than 2017. So 5 years.
I think I'm right at 5 years. I count by football seasons. 2016 was when I started interning for you all. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21. This will be my 6th football season.
Nice.
But I don't know that I can say that I surpassed Stokes because he still plays a part on the show. So
Yeah,
technically, he's
I'm still here.
still
What you talking
part of
about?
the show. So we'll give Stokes the crown. Stokes is more tenured than I am.
Stokes has never covered a baseball team like you've covered a baseball team, Ben.
I have
That
not,
matters.
and you are doing a phenomenal job, and I commend you. I wanted to cover baseball when I got to Knoxville, but the guy running the station at the time was like, no one cares about baseball.
He's wrong.
So it's not a big deal. And I was like, oh, okay.
He's wrong. Mama right, you wrong. He's wrong. Man, what are you talking about, man? Nice shirt, by the way.
Thanks. You like my Ken Griffey Jr. shirt?
Yeah, you like my shirt?
Yeah, your jersey looks awesome. You got a little stain on it.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Where?
And you got one right there.
Damn kids.
How you gonna blame the kids? You're the one wearing the jersey, not them.
I only wear it in here. It stays in here.
Looks good though.
Take it off.
You're
Hey,
all decked out in orange. You got Tennessee shorts on.
That's because Danny White showed your boys some love. I got on some silk Tennessee draws on too.
I don't want to see those.
Power T draws. I got some Power T Speedos. I bought them for the men's swim team. Do we have a men's swim team?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I bought.
They're good.
Yeah, I borrowed some Power T Speedos from the men's team. You want to see?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Hey man, just want to prove. Didn't know if you guys would believe me or not.
No, we'll take your word for it. You're an honest person.
Okay, gotcha. 865-255-03 is our telephone number.
Stokes.
Wait, you got to see this, man.
I saw it.
Did you? There's a ton of people on Twitter, on Vol Twitter, mad at Swain right now. They are upset that Danny White didn't give them credit for the block party. They each thought Danny White saw the random tweet yesterday, and they were solely responsible for the block party. It's kind of hilarious.
Oh, my goodness.
Listen, you can have the credit, Vol Twitter. Whoever on Vol Twitter wants the credit, you can have it. I don't care. I'm happy that it's getting done. I don't care about credit. I don't care. I just want us to lock arms, have a good time, support our program, support these players, support these coaches, and win. That's all I care about.
My Twitter cannot be happy with anything. Why y'all look for stuff?
Hey man, whatever.
You wanted a block party. You wanted to be able to gather outside as a fan base and support the team, and y'all had a great idea about it on Twitter, and someone with a connection was able to funnel that idea up the chain to the right people, and now because they're not giving you credit, they're going to get mad. Like, what?
Let's edit the article, okay? It says football VFL Jason Swain first.
Does it?
Yeah, it says football VFL. Football VFL. See that?
Mm-hmm.
See that?
See, that's the proper title.
Yeah, it doesn't say former Vol. It says football VFL. Jason
They
Swain.
put some respect on your name.
We can take that out. It can say
Vol Twitter.
It can say Vol fan 83277 with an egg Avi. Whatever. I don't care, man. I don't care. I don't get upset and butthurt about small stuff. So, man, the only thing that matters is that it's happening. But yeah, so Stokes, you're right. Like, I basically took everyone's idea, or we all thought of it.
Yeah, we talked about it.
I mean, it's not like
Tuesday. We had
Right.
somebody call in.
Like, it's not like somebody
I can't remember
thought
his
of inventing the phone back when the phone was invented.
Well, this isn't like Checker Newman where a couple of guys got together, created a plan, created a layout, and then brought it to the public.
Yeah, it's like
This was a bunch of people that had the same thought, all talking about it, because it's pretty obvious that this should have happened from the get-go.
It's obvious.
The problem is you got a bunch of people on Twitter who want to talk a bunch of crap and tag the administration in it. That at this point they're probably muted on Twitter. So someone that has a connection was able to funnel that idea up. And it's happening because it's a good idea. Congrats to everybody who wanted this to happen. Stop
Everybody.
complaining and just enjoy the fact that you're going to get to do it. Who cares whose name gets put on it?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. And Swain, for the past 10 years, has been a voice for the fan base.
I just can't stop laughing, man, because
I
it's
just
it's not like it's raining outside and someone was like, "Hey, I got an idea. Let's get an umbrella." Duh, that's what you do when it's raining. Like it's an obvious thought. The stadium inside is sold out. You have all these fans without a ticket. Yeah, let's have a watch party outside. Like, because even when there are, even in Neyland Stadium and it's sold out, guess what? There's still watch parties around the city. There's still watch parties. So folks think they like made up an idea that's like unheard of. Like, you didn't invent electricity or something. Just chill out. Just relax. It's Friday. Get you a brew. Get you a cold beer. Holler at Stokes. I'm sure Stokes will tell you a beer you never heard of before. And just drink and be happy. That's all. That's it.
Although it probably tastes terrible.
Probably will.
No, I don't drink terrible beers.
CJ and Belt Buckle says Alexander Graham Bell invented the phone. Yeah, that guy. I don't care about no credit, man. You take your credit, man. I'm supposed to do a credit. I can't pay no bills with credit.
Mm-mm.
I can't do anything with credit. Y'all take the credit. Y'all are weird, man. Y'all some weird, miserable folks. All right. Let me hit the text box this morning.
Let me ask Stokes first about Drew Gilbert's grand slam and what he was doing when Drew Gilbert hit that grand slam.
Pretty much walking on air when it happened. Like, it was amazing. So I had the game on my phone. I was having some family time, playing a board game with the kids because everybody go to their dads. We're going to see them for a little while. So we're having some family time, playing a game. I had the game up on my phone, and I come up out of my seat like I was at the game. Kids were looking at me all weird because it was muted. So they just see me just jump up out of the blue. To them, for no apparent reason. I'm like, oh, we just won a game in a very dramatic fashion.
What was did you get up and run, or you just yell? Did you get up and start running like Tony Vitello, or did you just
No, I didn't get up and start running, but I jumped up out of the chair and started screaming and clapping. Like, I was genuinely excited. Like, that might be the most excited I've been for a game-winning play probably since, I don't know, the Hail Mary against Georgia. Like, just the way it happened, how it looked like there was probably the opportunity for victory there was so slim, and it happened in such a, a grand way, pun intended. Like, the emotions were high. I was elated. Honestly, the best way to put it, just elated, just cloud nine.
You didn't have that same reaction when Tennessee was down in the fourth quarter to Indiana in the bowl game?
Not like that. Like, I was, because you saw the comeback happening and you saw the momentum shift happening.
I'm kidding, Stokes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's instigating Stokes.
I'm just joking.
When Gray scored, like, it was great. Like, I was happy, I was super excited, but it was a bowl win against Indiana. Like, your season's done now, and nothing else is happening. Like, this helps Tennessee advance further into the playoffs, get somewhere they haven't been in a long, long time. Hosting a super regional against a team whose coach talked so much crap after they took an L, and now they're coming back to take another one.
Speaking of taking the L, I got a message for you on the text box. from DR Vol. Has Stokes got his number 2 Titans jersey yet? I'll hang up and listen.
No, and I won't. 2 reasons. 3 reasons. One, I'm a Falcons fan, first and foremost. Before Julio was there, and I'll be a Falcons fan after Julio was there. I like the Titans. I've always liked the Titans. I hope the Titans do well. I hope Julio has a good career with the Titans. 2, I don't do jerseys. That's Ben's thing. I don't do jerseys.
I do baseball jerseys.
The baseball jerseys are a little different because they're just kind of like a shirt. But still, I'm not a jersey guy at all. And what was my third point? 3, I made my peace with it. Like, I don't follow, kind of going back to my first point, I don't become a fan of another team just because a player is moving to another team. Like, I'm a fan of the team. I enjoy the players while they're part of the franchise. When they move on, if you were a good player and you did good for the city, then awesome. I wish you nothing but the best when you go on to your next location. That's the same with Julio. He was spectacular, no doubt about it. The best wide receiver in the league. And he ain't with Atlanta no more. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I made my peace. We got a good young star in Ridley, and we'll see what Pitts is like, and go from there. Have fun in Nashville. Nashville's a cool town.
Very mature response from you, Stokes. That's pretty
What
good.
am I going to get mad for? I mean, what's the point?
Ben, why you over here talking about I'm
definitely
instigating?
not.
I ain't instigating.
Definitely not hopping allegiances. Like, it's cool. Like, if he was going to go anywhere, I was kind of hoping, look, if you go anywhere, let it be the Titans, because I would like to see the Titans succeed. I was rooting for them in the playoffs last year. I am glad that he went to Nashville, so let's see what can happen now with the Titans. They needed another wide receiver threat. They got one. Let's see what happens. That's awesome for him. It's awesome for that franchise. I mean, enjoy seeing him on the sidelines for a couple of games because he is going to get hurt. That's just what he does. And he's a little older now, so it kind of happens. But he's going to miss a couple games. He's going to get hurt, and that's just part of the Julio package. He's going to make some plays that you're like, I don't know how this man's still doing that.
He's different.
And then he's going to turn around and miss a couple games.
Now, being accused me of instigating, here's DR Vol on the text box again. I'm proud of Stokes being loyal. He would never post a gif of Alabama propaganda. See that, Ben? That's instigating.
It's what you do all the time.
You know what you need to do, Ben? You need to make sure you check your oil and fill your gas up for your trip to Alabama this weekend. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do, Ben.
Look, you mind your own business. I'll worry about me.
Yeah, you make sure the tires are aired up correctly. Them roads are rough.
Yeah, you rotate your tires, man. You
Them
do
roads
that.
are rough. You got to check the tire pressure. Make sure to go ahead and do a good once around with the torque wrench on them lug nuts. Make sure they're good and tight.
You make sure you have a clean T-shirt and you can wipe your sunglasses with so you can look cool on your ride down to Alabama this weekend. That's what you do. Make sure your sunglasses are smudge free. How about you do that? You worry about that.
That's the
Leave me alone.
biggest baseball event in Knoxville in years, and the guy who's been covering the team the best, that he's gonna go Alabama this weekend.
Hey, we got Ben, man. Ben ain't made his mind up yet. Maybe he had changed of heart. We'll see, man. I mean, he's still pondering it. Maybe having Chris Burke on, possibly Tom Hart. Yeah, we got Tony Vitello giving love to the Swain Event on other shows.
That's awesome.
We got the Chancellor and the AD showing love. Hey, man. I mean, hey, maybe he'll catch a hint. I don't know, man. Maybe you'll catch a hint like Juwan Jennings.
Rodney and Austell said Stokes had that speech prepared for y'all.
I know, man.
How many?
Yes, Stokes did, because I knew this question was coming, and I haven't really talked about it a lot on Twitter.
How many note cards did you use?
You say what?
How many note cards did you use?
See, everything I think about, it stays right up in the memory bank. I'll lose the note cards, honestly.
Stokes,
I'll remember it before I keep up with some no cards.
Stokes, last night you was like, hey, baby, hey, read over this. Make sure it sound good. I'm going to say this tomorrow on the Swain event. hey,
But those are my true feelings. This is the first time I've spoke on the subject publicly, and it's the honest truth. That's how I feel about it. Like seeing the picture of him in a Titans uniform did not bother me whatsoever. I was like, all right, he's there now. Cool.
Do the Titans play the Falcons this year?
Honestly, I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule.
I thought you were a Falcons fan.
I am, but that doesn't mean I'm worried about baseball right now.
I can't believe you don't know the schedule backwards
I don't
and
have it
forward.
memorized.
They play each other in the preseason.
Instigating. See?
Preseason don't mean nothing.
I know.
Yeah, preseason, that's it.
They do not play.
It's pretty rare when they play each other.
And we know they ain't playing each other in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, they can't play each other.
Oh, they can. It's one way they can play each other in playoffs.
But there's one way, but we know that ain't happening.
We know that ain't happening.
There's no. If there is a Titans-Falcons Super Bowl at any point, I don't think we'll be around for that.
I'm gonna laugh when the Titans and the Falcons play in the Super Bowl this year.
I'm gonna be cool with it if it happens. Of course,
I bet you would. No, I asked you if the Titans played the Falcons this year because you said that it doesn't bother you to see Julio and Titans photos, but the moment Julio makes a play against the Falcons, it'll bother you.
Oh, I'm gonna be mad. Like when Eric Berry made a play against the Falcons when the Falcons and Chiefs played,
and I wore my Eric Berry jersey to the show the next day.
I was mad at Eric Berry. Like, I like Eric Berry, but man, why'd you have to do that?
I was all good. I was okay with Mike Conley going to the Jazz until he hit 7 of 10 3-pointers against the Grizzlies in the playoffs.
And now he's not playing. I bet it hurt right there. All right, Stokes, man. Just tell your wife, good job on proofreading the speech, man. It was good. it was great, man. It was great. All right, Stokes, what beer we drinking this weekend, man?
Ooh, I don't know. It's I really don't know. I got to go get some today. I took the day off of work, so I'm gonna go hit up a couple of breweries today and find some good selections. I've kind of been in a little bit of a beer rut, so I got to find some new stuff to try. So I'm not sure, but I'm sure it will be an exciting flavor, whatever it is.
And please let me know, man. Please let me know. I'm intrigued by that stuff now. I didn't care back in the day when you was talking about beers.
Is there a certain type that you lean towards more than another?
I mean, I like I'm a wheat beer guy,
That's
man.
Right. You like the wheat beers.
Yeah, I like the wheat beers, man. I ain't changed, Stokes. I ain't changed.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't changed.
My beer taste changed because sometimes I'm more into the porters, sometimes I'm more into the red ales or the ambers, and then I'll be on an IPA kick or a double IPA. Lately, I've been doing the juicier, the hazy IPAs. Those are really good, full of flavor right now. So it just kind of depends on my mood when I'm feeling that weekend. So I always go into the store with an open mind.
Are you speaking English right now? I don't know nothing you just said about all them beers, Stokes.
Get on the Untapped app and follow me on there. And every time I try a new beer, I put it on there and I give it a rating.
Okay,
so
we got
that's
you.
the best way to because I forget to text people, hey, you need to try this beer. That's the best way to keep up with what I'm drinking.
At the block party, we're gonna be on our moonshine, right, Ben?
Yes.
I'm jealous. That sounds like a good old time.
I'm just joking, man. We got to run, Stokes, man. Thanks so much for the time, man. We're gonna get ready for I got Chris Burke. So, man, go damn Vols.
You dang right. Go big orange.
All right, my friend. Have a good weekend.
All right, y'all as well.
See you. Swain Event. Be right back.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400. When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, and joining us via the Irish Networks hotline, Chris Burke, ESPN college baseball analyst, Vol legend. Chris, good morning.
Man, I feel like I'm talking to the legend. We got the watch party done, Swain. Well done.
Man, that is awesome, man. Surprised the crap out of me, man.
I will say that I saw your tweet about We the North idea.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, I was thinking, and we know that there's probably some reasons why this didn't happen, but I made a call and said I thought it would be amazing on the football practice field.
I agree.
And I don't know what your original vision was, but it's early June. They don't really get fired up for practice till what? Early July, official.
Yeah, but I thought about that, but then I start thinking about, okay, what camps are they having? Are they training outside? Because you think at the beginning of the football season, there's a couple noon games, and so you want to get the guys used to being in the heat
Early.
So I thought about that, but then I was like, who cares? The baseball team deserves it.
Yeah, and I know they probably don't want to ruin the grass, but in my mind, I'm like, man, it's Bermuda. It's early June. Like, you can't hurt that stuff. But whatever. I'm glad they're doing it. Great idea by you. And
don't
to
say
know
that,
that
Chris.
the administration is listening. And let's be honest, it's cool that the ticket is so hot that people can't get in, but that many people want to be there. And, dude, I think tomorrow's going to have very much SEC football feel to it, like just around the stadium,
Oh man, I just got chills, man. I got chills. As cool as it was, to get the love, man. Man, I think a lot of people had that idea to carry the crowd outside the stadium for those that couldn't get tickets, and I think the administration knew that they had a fan base that had a lot of positive energy, and you don't want to waste that positive energy.
Yeah.
And just you want to use that the best way possible, and this is the best way to do it, man. This is the best way.
I think what's going to be interesting about it, and don't get me started on the fact that I'm not actually going to be in the building to call the games, but from a TV perspective and even from a live fan experience perspective, I mean, the game's going to be shown. It's got to be on I would say 5 to second delay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the biggest moment, it's going to be a really unique. There'll be the cheer, and then there'll be the next cheer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I think we're going to have some cameras out there, certainly showing what's going on out there. But I think that's going to be cool. Of like, you're almost going to get a double reaction that's slightly delayed. So that'll be an interesting element.
I don't want to get you in trouble here, Chris, but if you were given the opportunity to either to call the game or attend the game as a fan, what would you like? What would you do?
Oh, I'm very grateful to call the game. I certainly am excited about that.
Keep those paychecks coming. Thank you,
Chris. I wanted.
I mean it. I mean it. When you're for me, calling the game is involved is playing the game, maybe even more so, because you literally are every single pitch, pre and post pitch, you're predicting what's going to happen, and you're analyzing what did happen. And, as a fan of the sport, it is a great way to watch it. Now you don't have your feet kicked up, yelling and screaming, but for me, I really enjoy it.
Chris, what was your reaction to the Drew Gilbert walk-off grand slam? I imagine maybe you were calling a game. I know you called the Lubbock Regional last weekend. Were you in the middle of calling a game and trying to have to keep yourself composed in that moment?
I was calling a game. I had the Watch ESPN going because, that's one of the directives during the regional is, from our standpoint, is to make sure that we're keeping our regional's audience abreast of what's going on nationally. So we definitely keep our eyes on the action and the games that are going on. So I saw that live, and I'd like to say I was surprised, but this team has kind of stopped surprising me at this point. And just an incredible moment for the program. I think I was talking to a couple of the players about it yesterday on some Zoom calls. Like, baseball is not a sport where you can always just do it. Opportunity, in football, you can, Swain, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can kind of have a rah-rah meeting and everybody refocus and like, let's go dominate the guy across from you. Everybody dial in their sense of urgency, and if we're better, we'll make this game-winning drive.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure out a way to get done. In hoops, you see it happen all the time. Like when the best team needs to get stops, what do? They put their feet in the ground. They get stops, they box out, they get rebounds, and they figure out a way to get buckets and win a game. In baseball, it's not always that simple. Opportunities have to present themselves. You can hit balls right on the button that get caught. umpires can make calls that aren't maybe necessarily in line with the strike zone. And it's just like to see a team go out there and consistently get these wins when their back is up against the wall. It's just very unique. And, I think there was a sense of kind of gloom and doom in the place because everybody knew that it was such a tough draw to begin with. And then there you are, down 3 in the ninth. And it's like, man, this is really not going Tennessee's way. And bam, game-winning grand slam. So incredible moment. Just another incredible moment in a season of crazy moments.
I'm curious as to what you thought of the Drew Gilbert home run celebration because it obviously caught a lot of flack by some people, some elder people, I guess you could say. And you played at the tail end of a generation that was all caught up on the traditionalists and the traditions of baseball, the unwritten rules, and now there's this new age of baseball of let the kids play and whatnot. And Chris, I think there's levels to pimping a home run or celebrating that type of moment. Like if Drew Gilbert hits that in the 3rd inning, then that celebration is excessive. Or even if he walks off East Tennessee State back in March, I even think that's excessive at that time. But if you hit a walk-off grand slam when your team's down 3 and you need each and every single run, it's your first regional at home since 2005. It's in the postseason. I think you're A-okay to do whatever you want in that moment.
Well, I could attack this answer from a few different ways. First, let me say there was a great tweet sent out by the Twitter handle SEC Baseball. It has nothing to do with the conference or the network, but if you want a good SEC follow, he's fantastic. But he sent one of Helton's famous home runs where Helton hits it, stands at home plate for second. Now, he didn't flip the bat 40 feet up in the air like Drew Gilbert did, but if you watch the Hold the Rope documentary on the Skip Bertman era at LSU, they show Joey Bell, the soon-to-be Albert Bell from Major League days, and Lyle Mouton and some of the guys from the LSU era back in the 80s that were standing home plate. Like, the idea of standing up on a home run and flipping your bat isn't necessarily new. Now, is it more popular? Is it more accepted? Is it more excessive? Yes. I agree that there are degrees of which you would kind of lose your mind based on the moment. And certainly that moment was about as relevant of a moment to lose your mind. Tony lost his mind. We talked to him about it yesterday. He's like, dude, I blacked out. I didn't even realize I ran down and celebrated with the students. Like, I think they all kind of lost their mind. Just, again, that kind of goes back to what I was talking about a second ago, which is they were up against it, man. You're about to lose game 1 in your own regional as the number 3 national seed. I mean, there was a lot of circumstances to that. The only thing I will say, and let me just be very clear about this. Tony, people have asked me throughout the course of the year my take on Tony and his team. And let me just say that Tony's the one that has led this program to this point. So I'm not going to take shots at the way he's done it and what he's inspired into his kids that allows them to overflow the way they do. I'll tell you, I'll just say it's incredible what they've done. The only piece I will add to that little caveat is my own personal taste. It every once in a while gets a little too much about the opponent for me. And so that would be the only piece that I would say. But again, I think it's a team that plays with a giant chip on their shoulder, and they kind of make the opponent out to be their enemy. And so, hey, bro, it's gotten them to this point. So do what you do.
What's the opinion of the rest of college baseball as they look at Tennessee baseball program? And I'm cool with being the villain, as Drew Gilbert said, because I know people hate Nick Saban. I know people hate Bill Belichick. It seems to me that the teams that win, the fans of that sport don't like that team. And I'm cool with that. Please dislike us because that means we're winning. But what's the overall opinion of Tennessee baseball in college baseball circles?
Well, it's probably what you think it is, Swain.
Love it.
But I would just say, and again, this not good or bad, just my observation. Bama and the Patriots are hated because they're incredibly successful over an incredibly long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily because they're constantly throwing it in your face.
Gotcha.
Right? I think this Tennessee team has ruffled feathers because they do have that flamboyance about them, and the old guard is like, "Who? What have y'all done?" You know what I'm saying? Who are you all? You guys are new kids on the block. But again, my point is not to criticize or critique that. It's to say that that's what has gotten them here.
Mm-hmm.
So far be it from me to try to take that away from them, dude. I'm not. We're all friends here, right? Nobody. It's just us talking, right?
No, we all good, man. We all good.
No, the only piece for me that I was like was the McDonald's bag early in February. You might want to rethink that.
Yeah,
but the rest of it, bro, you guys have fun, do your thing. If the other team doesn't like you, they got to figure it out, right?
I forgot about that.
The McDonald's bag just had me flinching a little bit. I don't know how y'all felt about that.
Well, like I'm a big Dave Chappelle guy, so like I'm gonna laugh first before I say no. That's not good. Don't do that. don't do that. That's a bad idea. But I laugh first.
Like, that's funny, but nah, man, we probably can figure out the daddy hat's probably better.
Yeah, let's do daddy hats. That's a lot better. We make it a little harder on ourselves, on our friends over there at the football complex doing
that's
that.
Right.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Chris, what'd you make of LSU making it out of the Eugene regional? Did that surprise you? Who do you think would have been the better matchup, LSU or Oregon?
It does not surprise me. Nothing LSU baseball does surprises me. So the fact that, you guys have probably heard the stat by now, but I think which we have two in the Supers, but the stat is 7% of teams that lose game one make it to the Supers. So that's what Tennessee was up against when Drew Gilbert came up to bat. And so LSU lost game one, Virginia lost game one, and they both advanced. So pretty remarkable. I think Oregon is probably the deeper, more experienced team, but LSU's just got these young studs, man. I mean, Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan, and of course Dugas isn't as young, but he's playing like a superstar right now. And there is a LSU factor. Like they might have had as many fans there as Oregon did in Eugene. Like that's how crazy their fan base is. You know what I mean? And there's something there with that program that is just different. And so from that standpoint, I think on paper you say you'd rather play LSU. But this weekend you're up against the X factor of a retiring Hall of Fame coach. You're up against the X factor of decades of LSU history and memorable moments. And you've got these super talented young kids that, let's be honest, they really have nothing to lose. Like they're not even supposed to be here. They were 1-8 in SEC play, So from that standpoint, you'd probably say LSU's the scarier matchup.
Chris, in football, you've seen like in warm-ups where teams will come to the 50-yard line and have to be separated because they're so like they're ready to throw hands, they're ready to go.
Yeah, sure.
And I've been part of that too. And I found myself like exhausted. Like I've expended so much energy because I'm so hyped for the game. Because you think about all the lead up in football, you got the Vol Walk, and like lately, guys been. They get dropped off at the torchbearer. We had to walk all the way from the complex in dress shoes and then go play a game, which just crazy to me. So, like, the crowd's hyping you up. You giving the crowd the same energy. By the time you get to Neyland Stadium, you're like, whoo, I need an IV. I need some Gatorade or something. Wow.
McKee, don't let him get away with that. This dude play wide receiver. He's talking about walking.
That's right.
Woo!
That's right. He wouldn't last in Heupel system.
No way. No way. But like you use so much energy emotionally because you're getting yourself up for the game. And these two teams, we've had some words, from the coach towards Tennessee. Tennessee coach kind of responded in his own way. It all started with players jawing back and forth because you had a player from the state of Tennessee on LSU's team. So leading up to this game, emotionally, Chris, how do you not let emotion get the best of you and negatively impact you in a baseball game?
Well, I'll say this. I could give you what my take would be, but I don't think that's what their take will be. So I will say that they've been playing on emotion for most of the year, and guys like you're not going to take the emotion out of Drew Gilbert and Evan Russell. You're just not going to do it, So the question is, how do you channel that emotion, and how do you use it for uber focus as opposed to getting distracted by the opponent? And I will say, I think from that regard, it's very helpful that Tennessee's at home, because as great as Tennessee's been on the road, I think maybe if this was at LSU, that kind of negative energy from the crowd could potentially distract some of our guys, whereas the home energy is going to be so pro our crew, obviously, that I think they'll feed off of it, and I think you'll see as good a ball as they've played all year. I'd be shocked if they don't go out there and play really, really well. But I would be interested to hear how Tony. But I think the reason I think is as much as there's kind of some X factors going in LSU's favor, I think LSU matchup continues to play into Tony's hand of, hey, this is the old guard. Hey, this is LSU. Hey, their fans are going to show up. Hey, this is what they said about us. Like, he'll continue, even though Tennessee's the overwhelming favorite and the number 3 national seed playing against a team that was one of the last 4 in, like, he'll probably get that locker room thinking they've got everything to prove in this game. And that's not totally off base, right? I mean, this group hadn't been to Omaha. They're playing to really prove themselves as an elite program. But I just think in that regard, I think it works really well into what Tony's kind of instilled in this team all year long, which is play with that chip on your shoulder.
Chris, what are some of the matchups that you think will determine who wins this weekend?
I think game 1 is everything for LSU. I think Landon Marceau has had an incredible workload leading up to this point. And so you're talking about a guy that threw Thursday, the last week of the regular season. Then he threw Tuesday at the SEC tournament. Then he threw Friday on the regional. Then he threw Monday to close out the regional. And now he's going to throw Saturday of the super regional. So it's been a heavy workload. Now, he's a workhorse, veteran kind of guy. But when you look at their pitching, and don't get me wrong, he's lost some games, but he is definitely their best starting pitcher and probably their team leader as well. And so when you think about how good Blade Tidwell has been, whether Tennessee's 0-1 or 1-0, you got to like Tennessee's spot in game 2 from a starting pitching standpoint. So I feel like for LSU, it's all in game 1. And, can Marceau get 3 times through the lineup? Because what you'll see with Marceau, at least a couple times I've had him, I had him against Arkansas where it was like 11 punch-outs through 6. But then in the 7th, I think Arkansas scored 3 or 4 and ended up winning that game. So, he's going to land 3 pitches for a strike. He's from a polish standpoint already like a AA or AAA pitcher from the standpoint of command and ability to change speeds with quality stuff. So he's going to challenge Tennessee's hitters. But we know that the ballpark plays very small and mistakes get hammered there. And I think the bigger question is, can LSU adjust to what they saw from Chad Dallas last time? Because this was Dallas' best start of the year. 7 innings, 1 run, 11 punch-outs last time he faced LSU. So I think if you're a Tennessee fan, if Chad Dallas can go out there and pitch anywhere close to the way he did last time and Tennessee can win game 1, this thing could be over in 2. But if Marceau goes out there and dices Tennessee up, you're probably looking at a 3-game series, and boy, would that be crazy on Monday.
It would. And Chad Dallas's approach is just to fill up the strike zone and let his defense work for him. And as a result of that, he's given up some home runs this season. Most of the time they've been by the solo home run variety, so they haven't hurt Tennessee too much. But against this LSU team that seems to be really picking up the bats in terms of hitting it out of the park completely, How concerned are you with maybe Chad Dallas going up against an LSU lineup that has been hitting more home runs of late?
Well, I think in a way, Chad Dallas has been so good this year, coming off the fact that he got banged pretty good his last time out against Wright State. I think there's a pretty good chance you get a bounce-back start from Chad Dallas. But I will say this, guys. This is just kind of a big-picture Tennessee baseball thought. If I was Frank Anderson and Tony Vitello, I think the redo of Lindsey Nelson would include significant extending of the outfield wall. Like, the ballpark's just too small.
Mm-hmm.
And if your program's going to be built on hosting regionals and hosting super regionals, you don't want to be standing on the mound constantly scared to death of giving up a home run. And for Frank Anderson, who's one of the best pitching coaches in the country, and you know Tony's going to continue to go out and try to sell arms like Blake Tidwell and come to Tennessee. And let's just, if you're a national seed, that means at least on paper you're supposed to be better than your opponent. You don't want fluky things happening. You don't want the home run that happened in the first inning against Wright State. It's a line drive to right field. Like, how's that a home run?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it tips off Jordan Beck's glove and it's a home run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a bigger picture. I would say with adding seats and adding premium seating and making that place on par with the other elite programs in the SEC, yes, but I think just in general the ballpark needs to get bigger because it's hilarious that Tennessee's been so irrelevant for so long that nobody's realized how small the ballpark has been since they redid it, whatever it was, 12 years ago or something. It's just, when they moved the seats from high to low, they pushed home plate out like 20 feet. And so the dimensions from the days where I played or when it was built are so much smaller and then now that it's warm and you get that south wind that kind of blows out to left center field and the ball's jumping as it's compressed in this warmer weather, like it's just, yeah, the home run's an issue. But the good news is for Tennessee fans, they got a bunch of dudes that can bang too.
Yeah. Do you think do you know if that's been talked about as potential renovations about extending the wall? And I'm also curious as to your thoughts on how many you think Lindsey Nelson could fit with stadium renovations. Do you think Tennessee could get to 8,000, 9,000? What's your thoughts on that as well?
Oh, you could get it as big as you want. I mean, you think about it. If you take the seats from third base line all the way around to left center field, make two decks. I mean, you could make it as big as you want, right? I mean, you could put another deck on top of the main structure that currently exists. But I think the number is, I think that what they're going to try to figure out is, I think they're going to stair step it as this thing goes. But if capacity is 4,000 right now, you want that number that's big enough where you can accommodate as many fans as you like this time of year, but not so big that in February and March it feels empty. So, I would say somewhere between 6,000 and 8,000 to start. And then if Tony keeps winning, regionals and super regionals, then maybe you get a place that's 8,000-12,000. But I do think there's a balance there where you don't want to go too big too fast. You look up in early March and you got a good crowd of 2,500, 3,000 people there, but it feels empty.
Chris, I know we just holding you hostage here on the program, man. I'm sorry, it's super regional, man. Tennessee.
You're good.
Fans are jacked out of their mind. So, and folks love you. I got text while we're doing the interview saying, "Hey, man, Chris Burke is the most knowledgeable guy talking college baseball I've ever heard." Mm-hmm. And I texted him back. I was like, "I'm in class right now, so sorry, man, to be holding you, but." Give the fans kind of your experience with the administration because you've been vocal on, and this is your baseball program, Chris. So of course you're gonna be vocal. I was vocal, about my football program when they wasn't doing things that I wanted them to do. So I think the fans love it, appreciate it because you care. But just give us your experience in discussions with our new administration. Now I've talked to them and met them and was very impressed with their willingness to listen just totally just say, hey, we're here, we're experienced, we've had success, but we haven't been in Tennessee, so we know what we don't know, but we want to listen. That has been my experience. What has been your experience?
let me just say this. I have had 0 talks with Danny White.
Okay.
I'll just leave that what it is. But fortunately, I've had a lot of talks with people that talk to Danny White.
Okay.
So I feel like I've been able to have some communication with him through the grapevine, so to speak. And I have been very pleased with the way the administration has responded to what the baseball program is doing. And, even just with the watch parties this weekend and those kinds of things, like they seem to be flexible to doing new things. And certainly I like what Danny's comment was yesterday about the new stadium. We want what Tony Vitello wants. Like, perfect. Well done. So I'm hopeful that the good news is I have a very good, not that it matters about me. I'm just like, from my perspective, feeling connected to the program. I've got a good relationship with Tony. So, whether Danny and I ever end up talking isn't as significant to me as feeling connected with Tony and his coaching staff, Josh and Ross and Frank and Chad Zerker, the ops guy that does so well, Sean Burrows, the SID. Like, I'm very connected with those guys. So that to me is what helps me feel like I'm get to stay close to the program and help talk through some of the things that I see around the country and kind of help put my input on maybe where this thing could go. Not that they need my help, but I'm grateful that they give me space to talk into it,
Heck yeah, man.
But I'm very pleased with the urgency with which I feel like the administration is trying to keep this staff, and the investment that they're willing to make in the program. And we'll just see what Tony and his staff decide is best for them. I'm hopeful that they choose to stay, and I feel like they will. But certainly, I don't think anybody would begrudge Tony for taking his time and making sure that their relationship is what he wants it to be. As far as, because one thing's for sure is Tony wants to win championships, so he's going to make sure that he's got the commitment he needs in a lot of different areas to do that. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that shakes out. But I think from a Tennessee fan perspective, everybody would be excited to know just how. I'm not going to say Tony doesn't think about that, so I can't speak for him, but he is focused on winning as many games with this team as he possibly can. And I think he's going to deal with the contract stuff when it's over.
It's going to be a good one, Chris. 2 passionate fan bases in the SEC. One that's been used to being in this spot, and another that this is new. This is new for the Tennessee fans, but the fans are thirsty for a winner, and the way that this team plays and the coach's personality matches this fan base. It's going to be a crazy scene on campus this weekend. And, man, thank you so much for joining us, man. Our fans love you. And you and Ben, you guys do the best job, man, giving the fans what they want as far as coverage with Tennessee baseball. So these last 20 minutes have been awesome. 25 minutes have been awesome for me. Just sit back and just learn from you guys. And so, Chris, man, thanks so much for your time, man. And tear it up on the call.
Yeah, my pleasure, and I'm just excited for our great fans to enjoy college. This is the best weekend of college baseball, and the fact that Tennessee is not only in it but hosting it makes me smile because our fans are going to have a blast. So enjoy it, everybody, and we'll talk next week.
Will do.
Okay.
Chris Burke, college football analyst for ESPN here on the program.
College baseball.
What'd I say?
College football.
College baseball. I got to stop doing
Everybody knows what you meant.
Yeah, I know, but man, I'm programmed for 10 years to say football because that's all we've talked about here for the most part. But all these new sports, man, all these new sports stepping up and being great, man, basketball and baseball. But college baseball analyst for ESPN, and man, Chris, my guy, man. I love me some Chris Burke, man. I will take a hit in the batter's box to get the first base for Chris Burke. I would do it.
You would take a pitch?
I would take a pitch for Chris Burke.
Where? Because there's levels to this.
Man, that's
Would you take one to the ribs?
I could take one to the ribs.
Even if it's like a 97-mile-an-hour fastball? You know you could potentially break your rib.
I would rather take one in the ribs than in the face.
Yes.
Or, below the waist, something like that.
That'd be hard to get hit in the crotch area.
If I'm slap button, if I turn around, boom, hit that slap button on them, and then I take the hit, that could happen.
Yes, but theoretically you would see that the pitch is coming for you and you would turn.
If it's 97 miles per hour, I might not be able to get out of the way in time.
Well, if you're a true athlete and you have reactions, you would get out of the way.
That's probably right. You're probably right. But the last time, I didn't get out of the way. I'm 0-1 against the baseball. So,
what do you mean last time?
The last time I tried to catch a baseball, I got hit in the face. So I'm 0-1. This is when I was little, man. Like really.
That's the
really
last
small.
time you threw a baseball?
Last time I caught a baseball in a glove.
How did you throw a football? Like, could you throw a football pretty good?
Yeah, I could have been a quarterback on my team if I wanted to.
But not in college.
No. I mean, I don't know. I didn't work at it in high school. So the coach was like, "All right, you can't throw it to yourself, so we're gonna put you somewhere where we can get you the football." So yeah, I could have played quarterback if I wanted to, if I worked at it. But yeah, man, when I was catching a baseball in the backyard, the moment it hit my face, I took my glove off. I was like, "Oh, I'm done. I'm good. I'm good." But I should have continued to play. That's probably one of the things I think about the most is, man, maybe I should have tracked more and maybe I should have played baseball. I think about that. Let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, individuals.
What's up, Turkey Man?
Hey, I'm excited. I wish I'd thought of that.
You did.
Party.
You did think of it.
I did.
No, everybody thought of it.
Well, I was thinking back when we beat the Gators in football in 2016. We set up Big Ben and a bunch of us. There was a ton of us, and we had TV set up, and those tickets are hard to get, But we watched with the TV. You could hear the crowd just roaring, and we'd be watching down there. And probably people jumping in the river after it's over with. I mean, it just, I tell you, it couldn't have got no better for me for being inside or being up there. I just think about that time. And I got to thinking about, are you going to set up your smoker? Where are you going to have your booth at? Where you going to be at?
No, I won't have a booth, man. And my smoker is not easy to move. It's gonna be where it is for a while. So
I got kind of one of them stick smokers, and yeah, it ain't the easy thing to haul around. Even though it's got some rollers, them rollers just don't go on gravel much, do they?
Yeah. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do on the smoker. Got a pretty busy weekend.
Ribs.
Ben, you looking disappointed over there, man.
No, I'm looking intrigued.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything.
I think you should do ribs.
You enjoyed the ribs last time?
I loved the ribs last time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know for Father's Day I'm throwing down, but
for Father's Day,
you're
cooking.
Yes, I mean this is what I do. For my birthday, I usually do. I usually cook. Except for last year, the family hooked me up. But yeah, man, that's my present. That's what I like to do. So I like to serve others, man. That's I get a kick out of it, man. You know that, man. I be serving you plates. I like doing that. So Turkey Man,
Are you still there?
Yes.
Am I still here?
Yes.
I think.
I got another thing or two there real quick for you.
Go for it. Go for
it. One thing is I was thinking about no other team I would rather be and their fans be there because they know Mardi Gras. They know the street deal when they know one or see one. So I'm excited to see how they evaluate what's put on. And I was wondering, would there be more? You think there'd be more fans there than inside?
Yes.
You think so? I don't think so.
Well, I'll get out, guys. Let you talk about it.
Thank you,
See
Turkey
later.
Man. Have a good weekend.
I think so. It's being picked up on TV stations.
Here's my thing. Here's why I'm viewing it through my lens, and I'm just being honest.
Pretty strong lens you're gonna be able to see from Alabama.
The block party does not appeal to me personally. Like, I would rather, if I can't get into the game, I would rather just sit at home and watch at the comfort of my own home. So I wonder how many people feel the same way as I do. Maybe I'm just completely off. Maybe it's
You're not.
I'm the only one who feels that way.
You're not off.
But I don't really like going to games with people as is. Like, unless it's my wife or like my family, like parents, sister, closest friends. Because I don't like going and socializing.
Yeah, because you like.
I like
you like
watching.
Me. You like me.
And I don't want anybody distracting me.
You like analyzing. You go to watch and analyze the game.
Yes.
That's me. That's me.
So, and how much of this is going to be a social event? I think, and not to say that people won't be rowdy. I think people will be rowdy and be paying attention to the game, but how comfortable will you be watching? That's just my perspective of it. So, like, people like me, like I would not go.
I understand that completely, man.
Not that I don't think it's cool. I think it is very cool. But like the We the North thing with the Raptors when they won the championship, that was awesome. That was really cool. But I would never go out there and do that.
Yeah.
I like seeing the people do it. I don't like participating.
Yeah, my personality would agree with you.
Yes.
I'm the one that if I go to the game, I would rather sit up top, not because, think I'm better than anybody. It's because it's less noise, and it allows me to see the entire field, and it's not a bunch of distractions, and I can like break down the game analytically. I can be like, oh yeah, they in cover 2, they about to roll to cover 3. Here's a blitzer. I see that better than when I went to the game and I'm down in the lower bowl with my daughter, Mississippi State game, and I'm over there, the visitors' end zone, that area. What side is that?
The visitors' end zone?
Yeah, that.
Well, they switch in
the visitors
where they run out.
When they run out.
That's the south end zone.
The south part of the stadium. Like, I couldn't break the game down the way I wanted to. Like, I didn't have the view that I wanted, and it felt weird. And so, personality wise, I'm right there with you. That's a really good question, Turkey Man.
I don't know what my expectations are, honestly. I can see it being a huge success and the entire street being full of people. I could also see it being 500 to 1,000 people. I don't really know what to expect, honestly. I see either scenario playing out.
Birchvall says, so Swain was soft, an elite college football player that couldn't handle a non-contact sport. I got plunked in the nose at 9. From a errant throw during warm-ups. I broke my nose and still pitched. Ben might be Vanderbilt, but that's better than Softy Swain. Love the show, guys. I've been listening since Butch got here. Best one in Knoxville. It was that experience, man. That experience. I don't know, man. I was catching the ball in the backyard of my uncle, and I just took my eyes off the football. Off the basketball, off the baseball, and it like hit me in my face, and like my face was all swollen, and I just didn't play baseball again. I don't think because I'm soft, because I played a sport that was way more physical than baseball. No, I know. I mean, I wish, and I didn't have my dad or anything like that, who's more probably of a sports guy than my uncle. My uncle, I wish he would have been like, no, get back out there and play. Like, I wish he'd have been like, no, you playing some baseball. Mm-hmm. But he just wasn't serious about sports like that. The only reason why he is because he was just supporting me. But like, he never gave me any sports advice. Never. He just out there to support me. So, man, I wish I'd have got back out there, man, and played because who knows? I probably would have been good at it. I know my high school team was like, hey, how about you just play on the team and just pinch run? So you want me to be Dion, huh? You want me to be like Otis Nixon?
I wonder why they're asking you that.
Because I'm black and fast. That's why.
You're not fast.
I was.
You're not Meacham.
I was fast. I was fast in high school until I started getting hurt. Yeah, I was fast. So I should have did that, man. I should have played. I got 1 year little league, man. We played for we were the Cubs. My rec team was the Cubs, man. So I had the gray uniform with the blue Cubs and the blue hat. Ooh, your boy was clean.
I'm with Nelson here. I think we need to go find a batting cage. I know exactly where one is in Farragut too. We can take you to the batting cage, get you in there.
Oh, they don't want to see these slap bunts.
Slap bunts.
I'll tear that cage up with these bunts. They don't want to see that. Brandon Luckett says, Ben, I hope you're at the games. You do a great job of covering the games. Keep it up.
Thank you.
I think Ben needs to make a final decision on the program. I think, and I didn't want to embarrass Ben. You know, Rutherford on Twitter was like, I think we should do a poll. I was like, Rutherford, calm down. Don't need to be doing a poll. We don't need to make this thing too crazy here and embarrass Ben. We like Ben. Don't be the parent that shows up at the school in a bathrobe, Rutherford. Don't embarrass Ben too much here, okay? But I think Ben needs to make a decision. I think he needs to do it on the show. So what y'all think? Y'all want to try to force Ben to make a decision on whether he's going to this wedding?
Well, we said yesterday we'd announce it at 9:50.
Yeah, but it's 8:30, man, and
Tom Hart will be joining us at 9 o'clock. By the way,
that's why you booked Tom Hart. That's why you booked Tom Hart. You trying to push this? You trying to push it back?
I've already made a decision.
All right, so you share with the folks what you gonna do, man. We share. We'll do a Swain Event recruiting special. We'll have you pick up a hat or empty wallet because empty wallet represents being married.
There was to respond to Volstorm's message. People that go to Bammer weddings don't get ribs. I agree with you, Volstorm, but I'm not going to a Bammer wedding. He's not a Bammer, and neither is she. She went to Auburn. He used to like Auburn. Now he pretends to hate Auburn because he hated Gus. He's a Lane Kiffin bandwagon guy.
The crystal ball predictions in the forecast says Ben is 50-50 on whether he's going to cover the game or going to the wedding.
Is this where I send out my Walter Nolan tweet and say that I'm shutting down my recruitment?
Hey, Ben.
Time to make a decision.
Hey, Ben, we got some good stuff on the text box about visitors this weekend. And VolQuest dropped the Walter Nolan article yesterday.
Oh, funny how that happened.
Man. Walter Nolan is considering Tennessee. Tennessee is back in there. Let's talk about it. Coming back after this Swain Event.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown or turnover. Back by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, the place where you belong. Better rates and better service. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here. Live from the Low T Center studio. Our telephone number is 865-255-03. Iris Networks hotline. 90 days, no payment for business internet, fiber internet, and voice. Walter Nolan. Arguably the best defensive lineman in the country. from Tennessee. He lives in Tennessee. He is the most sought-after player, I think, in this class for Tennessee. He is 6'5", 300 pounds, right there, going to school in Cordova, Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee. All the top schools have offered him. And yesterday, Austin Price and VolQuest dropped an article saying that Tennessee has re-entered his recruitment, and they are in the equation. Touchdown turnover that Tennessee will get an official visit from Walter Nolan. An official visit, because the unofficial visits are, that's everyone does that. Everyone does that. But will Walter Nolan take an official visit to Tennessee? So I don't think he has. I think he just took it unofficially.
To Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yes, correct. He's only taken an official to Florida, which is why you saw the emotional tweet that he had after the visit.
I feel like he seems like a guy that doesn't really want to get involved and enjoying the recruiting process like you see some guys.
He's ready to be done with it.
Yeah,
he's tired of it.
You can tell. So touchdown turnover. Tennessee will get an official from Walter Nolan.
I say touchdown. I would be surprised if they did not get an official visit. I think they will definitely get one. Rodney Garner has done a terrific job of getting Tennessee back in the mix. I don't at all think Tennessee is the leader or the favorite or anything like that, but I do think Tennessee has a better chance now than it did 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I see an instance in which Tennessee is in it until the end. And just to reiterate, I don't think that means Tennessee will end up getting him, but Tennessee at least has a chance. And that's all because of Rodney Garner and the great job that he has done recruiting Walter Nolan. So I say touchdown. I definitely think Walter Nolan will take an official visit to Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going to go touchdown too, man. Why Rodney Garner?
It's the reason you took one to Georgia.
It's crazy. I'm sitting here thinking about it, man. It's 2021. I'm sitting here thinking about 2002. I had written Georgia off. I wasn't going to Georgia. And the only reason I took an official visit to Georgia is because of Rodney Garner. And here we are 19 years later. I think that's 19 years later. And Rodney Garner is involved with the number one player in the state, who Tennessee wasn't even mentioned 2 months ago. He's taking an unofficial visit, and we're going to have a chance to host him on an official visit. It's crazy how that stuff works out. But, yeah, man, I think Tennessee will get an official visit. And like you said, it doesn't mean that Tennessee is the leader or will have a great chance, but it is a chance. And that's better than no chance. And there's just something about taking a visit, being from the state, and hopefully Tennessee is not too far behind to where the genuineness and of the staff, it seems like that's what we've seen. Hopefully we're not too far behind that it can play a big part in Walter Nolan, and we can separate ourselves from maybe some other schools. We'll see, but I'm gonna go touchdown, man. I'm gonna go touchdown. There's some it's a big weekend, not only for Tennessee baseball but for Tennessee football, and there's gonna be some prospects on campus as Tennessee is expected to host some. And I'll let Ben answer the phone and get back in here because I know he's talked to some of these players. But first, Taven Jackson is going to be hitting campus, the 2022 quarterback commit. Has a freaking cannon of an arm, great athlete there from Indiana. and he's going to be on campus for the first time to meet the coaches. So he committed in April, but I see some other names that may be on campus and expected to kind of visit. Ben, comfortable mentioning some of those guys?
Yeah, Dylan Sampson, a running back from Louisiana, he'll be in town this weekend. You have Bishop Thomas, a defensive tackle from Orlando. Ben Roberts, a fellow defensive tackle. He's from Salt Lake City, Utah. Taven Jackson, the biggest name. And yes, he is committed. I still think he's the biggest name.
Yeah, he's quarterback.
Just because he's the quarterback of the class, and he has not visited Tennessee yet in this type of capacity as a recruit. His sister used to live in Knoxville, so he has been to Knoxville before, but he's never visited Tennessee in this capacity. So he'll be on campus. Dane Shore got here yesterday. He's an offensive tackle from Georgia. He's coming off an official visit to Oregon, and he kind of kickstarts some offensive line coming in next weekend. You'll see Ryan Brubaker, Addison Nichols, and then the week after that you'll see Ryan Bayer and Mo Clipper. So you've got some big old offensive linemen coming in these next couple of weeks. You've got Elick A.O. Maynard. I still haven't figured out how to say his last name, so I apologize to Elick, and I even hope I'm saying his first name correctly, but he's a receiver from Massachusetts, Deerfield, Massachusetts, and then you have a 4-star running back, Jordan McDonald, from Georgia. So those are the official visitors, and you also have some unofficial visitors. The big one is Devin Hyatt, little brother of Jalen Hyatt, who is coming off of an Alabama offer after an Alabama camp. He will be on campus this weekend as well. I thought it was cool that Jamie Hyatt tweeted out that they may have to migrate over to the baseball block party during the visit this weekend. So, Devin Hyatt, who is a highly touted receiver in the 2023 class, he'll be on campus this weekend as well.
We'll save him some hot chili.
Yeah, how about you and Mike Eckler striking up a friendship?
Hey, man. He's my spirit animal, man. We got a lot in common, man. I can't wait to meet Mike Eckler in person, man.
Mike Eckler, what you see on Twitter is what you get with Mike Eckler in person. A little shorter in person than you would think, though. You would think he's tall, 6'2", 6'3".
Now, I haven't met him personally, but I've stood basically right next to him, being at the practice and watch him, coordinate the special teams. I mean, I was right there. I was like, yo, this. Because remember, I came back. I was like, yo, everything that you see on Twitter
is what you get.
Yeah, he's always 100 miles per hour. He has the juice. He's all gas, no brakes.
It's funny to watch him and Rodney Garner coach up the defensive linemen / outside linebackers at the same time.
Intense.
It is hilarious. And Rodney Garner, he's my favorite coach. Old school, but he cares about it. That's why he's so hard on kids. Yesterday at camp, and all the camps that I've been to the last 2 weeks since recruiting opened back up, Rodney Garner coaches these kids at camp as hard as if they're actually playing for Tennessee. And gets after them. It's hilarious. I love it. Rodney Garner's without a doubt my favorite on this staff.
It's about the game.
Respect for the game.
It's about respect for the game. The start of Tennessee Legends Camp is today. So it'll run today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And details are at legendsoftennessee.org if you want to get your kids signed up for that. But the camp starts today, and I don't coach like I used to. But I'm gonna tell you right now, my chili gonna be hot today. I'll be all gas, no brakes today. I will be 100 miles per hour because the game has done so much for me that my payback to the game is to pour everything that I have into the next generation and make sure they understand how to treat this game. You love this game will love you back. There's no shortcuts. And so Yeah, man, that's when you get to that point when you're coaching ball for so long, it doesn't matter if it's a little league kid or your player that you recruited and you sat in that player's living room, you're going to coach them the same way. You may not use the same words when you're coaching them, but you're going to coach them the same way because it's your respect for the game. Let's get to the phones.
Oh, Rodney uses the same words.
Let's get to the phones.
It don't matter if it's 6th-year senior Jaquan Blakely or a 2025 rising freshman. Rodney uses the same words.
I'm getting to the phones.
We got Rusty.
Rusty, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. How about some Berkey, man? Is there anything better than some Chris Berkey early in the morning?
Nope.
One of the Tennessee baseball goats.
The dude. Between him and Tony Vitello, the heat is just it's blinding. It's like being near a nuclear explosion. Those two dudes are just, man, they're making Tennessee baseball fun. Whew. And Jason Swain out here getting something that's never been done that I can envision in any kind of college sports atmosphere. I mean, it's crazy. Well, I know you don't want to take any credit, and I respect the heck out of you for that, but you were part of the facilitation, and you should be commended. Thank you.
You know, Rusty, I appreciate that, man. I had a listener, and I'll say his name. Will hit me up. DM was just like, giving me credit. And I was like, man, it's me, man. It's not. It's a little uncomfortable. That's not what I really want. And he's like, hey, man, you got to take it. You got to take the credit. And this is what I will say. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I think I've built this platform up in 10 years to where I've had to earn the trust of, people like you, Russ. You have to earn the trust because I know, like, you have people that are behind the mic, their narratives can be swayed by, the school. It can be swayed by the establishment, and that's happened before. And I know, like, in the last couple of years, I had to earn the trust of our fans, and so I don't take that lightly at all. This is why I always try to speak truthfully and honestly and fair as possible, because at the end of the day, I serve our listeners. But like, I didn't build this platform to miss out on the opportunity to do something awesome. Like, when you have a platform, man, if you don't use it for positive change, then you shouldn't even have it. Like, you're wasting your platform. You're wasting, what you built. And so I just felt like, man, if I can reach someone over there and possibly give them an idea that the fans want because they are engaged and they want to be, involved in the festivities, even though they're not at the game, then if I don't do that, man, I'm ruining my platform. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say I had the idea, I brought the idea up or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, I did push it through over there, and they made it happen. So it made me feel good, man. It made me feel good because sometimes doing this job when Tennessee's losing, man, it's some tough mornings, man. It'd be some tough mornings in football season. And
fall and winter were depressing.
It's been some tough times, man. And yesterday I felt like, man, we serving a purpose, man. This is a purpose, and that's to serve our fans that are so passionate about Tennessee. So yesterday was a really good day. So thanks, man.
Awesome. Hey, so Wednesday I called in before the tickets went on sale, and I was a little heated about what was transpiring with some aftermarket sites having season ticket holders tickets. And you guys made a good point that it could be damaging if we made a big public spectacle out of going after the university. And I guess I might have came off like I was irritated with Danny White or whoever's in charge. I love me some Danny White. I know there's people out there that don't, that are I know there's a radio show that comes on sometime after you today that those guys don't like Danny White because I guess he doesn't, bow down to him or who knows what.
What has he done?
But I love me some Danny White.
Yeah, I don't know what he's done to receive that.
Well, he said that we shouldn't be so negative, and oh my God, I think he might be right. And anybody that doesn't see that, you're one of the negative ones.
Yeah.
So I wasn't saying we need to publicly make a spectacle out of the university. I was saying we need to make a public spectacle out of the season ticket holders who were trying to profit secondarily off the university. That's who I wanted to go after. We need to find out who these season ticket holders are who are going to let their tickets be taken over by purple people. That's my beef.
And I agree. And I think that's something that you do if you're Danny White and company. Try to do that, in house and
down the road.
Yeah, and handle that.
They'll have to handle it at a later date because nothing you can do about it this time. But hopefully from now on, in these type of situations, playoff type situations where it's a special event, season ticket holders get early tickets. Then hey, you get 4. You're allowed 4 tickets, but you got to be with your group when you walk in as the season ticket holder, and you got to show an ID, or just like a student has to show an ID when he goes into a ball game. Something saying I'm coming to the game. I'm not just a season ticket holder that's going to buy 12 tickets and I'm going to sell them all and not even go. That's a problem, and I think Danny will get that rectified in the future, and hopefully we can get these guys standing on the corner holding 2 fingers up that I want to throw a beer in their face when I walk by them. Hopefully we can get them guys out of here.
Yep. Yeah, they throwing 2 fingers up. We could throw 1 finger up at them.
Yeah, don't waste the beer on them.
True. Maybe I'll just waste what happens, what I have to do because of beer in their face.
Hey,
that works too.
But long story short, what's the plan for the block party? Are we gonna is there gonna be concessions? Do we know any details? Have they concessions? Maybe some places where you can buy an adult beverage inside the blocked off area.
Well, I would imagine that part of the concessions is the adult beverages. They put it in their press release when they mentioned football VFL Jason Swain. It says the Big Orange Block Party is free for all fans and will feature a live big screen game broadcast, games for children, access to concessions, and more.
I'm going to have to bring my logo.
Are they going to have one of those booths where you can throw a baseball and you get to guess how fast you threw it? Man, I miss them days at the fair and stuff.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. I'll be curious to see what other things they have because this is thrown together at the last minute, so I don't think people should have grand expectations. But I'm sure they'll put some stuff together. I'm sure Tony Vitello will find a way to get involved and thank Tennessee and Tennessee fans for putting this together. And I think what's cool about this is you heard Danny White, and Chris Burke mentioned this. You heard Danny White when he spoke with the media earlier this week after they announced the My All campaign. He was asked about – Brent Hubbs asked him if he was opposed to playing in a downtown stadium or just what his opinion was on playing downtown. And he said that he was for whatever the baseball coach, Tony Vitello, thought was best for the baseball program. And he is genuine when he said that because this was what Tony Vitello wanted. Tony Vitello desperately wanted to make this block party thing happen so that fans that could not get into the stadium can at least somewhat be a part of this weekend's festivities. And I don't know that the administration was gung-ho about it at first just because it spurred the moment, but they listened. They listened to their baseball coach. They listened to the fans. They listened to VFL Jason Swain, and they put this together. So I think that's what's cool about this is that Tony Vitello wanted it, really wanted it to happen, and the administration, despite already having to put on an NCAA tournament, super regional, and still dealing with some COVID restrictions here and there, they still found a way to put it together because their baseball coach wanted it.
Awesome. Hey, me and Gina will be there, Swain. Hopefully we get to see you maybe with a microphone up in front of the crowd, maybe an hour before kickoff, giving us a little pep talk or something. I'd love to see you get the Big Orange faithful going. So we're going to be going anyway, but I'd love to see our leader in this endeavor up in front of us.
And leader is Tony Vitello, man. He's the leader, man. But I appreciate the love, Rusty, man. Let me keep it going because we got a guest coming up here. Who's next?
Dave Tona.
Dave Tona, good morning.
Guys, so Ben, do me a favor.
obviously Swain is going to eventually end up throwing out a first pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So please take him out in the backyard and practice catching with him.
I'll do that.
I can throw a baseball.
So he doesn't freak out on the mound when the catcher throws the ball back.
Well, I think no matter how much we practice, he's still going to get a little nervous when he's out on that mound because it's different when everybody's looking at you and you're on top of the mound and catcher seems a long ways away.
You know, another thing I think we should do to help pay off some of these abandoned coaches' salaries is at the block party, we should set up a $10 one ball catch with Jason Swain.
I think that's
Swain,
a great idea.
Just don't take off running. Don't start screaming and take off running.
I think that's a great idea.
I've grown since then, so we can do it if that means helping Tennessee.
Hey, congratulations, guys. I'm really excited. I really wish I could be in Knoxville this weekend. But man, it's so good to see things happening and seeing the leadership, hearing what the fans and the public are saying. It's looks like a bright future.
Yep. Thank you so much, Dave Toner.
All right, bye guys.
Pay close attention to. You know, they say, you know, when you winning, watch your friends, see if they're happy for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know if they're your real friends or not. Mm-hmm. Watch folks' comments. Watch folks how they carrying themselves with all this positivity going on. There's certainly been reasons to be negative in the past because we've been given negative results. But look at what's going on right now. Just watch people. Watch who's trying to pull this thing down. Watch who's being a crab in a bucket. Just watch them. Just watch them. They'll reveal who they are. You can't have positive results until you have positive thoughts first. It's the way it works. It's the way it works. And there's some positivity right now in Rocky Top. And it may not be the sport you want right now, but it is at a sport where these players deserve all the support that they can get. But just watch people right now. We'll take a quick time out, and we'll come back with Tom Hart, ESPN, who will be calling the game with Chris Burke. Stay with us.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, and joining us back on that Irish Networks hotline, that is Tom Hart, ESPN college baseball analyst. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here with you. Tom, good morning, sir.
It's a great morning anytime I hear Dead End Barbecue.
Oh, I know, right? I wish you were able to be here calling the game because you could have swung right on by there and grabbed you a plate or 2 or 3.
That would have been, if not my first, probably my second stop. There's no lie. That's where I go.
Tom, last time we had you on the show, man, you did mention that you still have an 865 phone number. I think that's a sign for this weekend. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah. Yes, as sure as Toddy's floors are sticky. Yeah, no doubt. Could be a sign. I don't think Tony Vitello needs any signs from me. I mean, that dude made his own lottery ticket and is getting ready to cash it.
It's been fun. You've seen the Tennessee fan base. You lived here for some time, and I can't remember another coach that matches the personality of the fan base probably since Bruce Pearl. What do you think?
That Pearl comp is almost perfect. It came up the other day. Chris Burke and I were just kind of talking about the team, and I had not seen, because I was covering a regional last week. I was doing the Ole Miss one. I had not seen the celebration video, either the one where he jumped into the netting or the somersault. So Burke's sending me all these videos. And I'm like, dude, Pearl came up with this idea that sounds so basic, but nobody had thought of. It's not just engaging the fan base; it's how you do it. But it was the Florida game, one of Dane Bradshaw's years, where they walked in through the stands, right, and they didn't tell anybody. And Thompson Bowling went absolutely bonkers, and it was just, it was organic and it was real, and it was let's walk down the stands, and then we're going to go down the floor and we're going to kick Joe Kim Noah's butt.
Yep.
And they did.
Yep.
And they did. So, yeah, I think that players react to a coach's personality and a coach's confidence. It certainly impacts them during the game, but I think just during the week, like when you're going about your business and you say, I'm playing for a guy who believes in our team and believes in me, and that we're going to go out and win. Doesn't matter. And he's got my back. I think that's a powerful thing.
Tom, I've got a 2-part question for you that ties together, because as Swain mentioned, you did live here at one point. You used to call games for the Tennessee Smokies in nearby Kodak. And I'm curious as to how surprised you are that Tony Vitello has gotten Tennessee baseball back to this point. But on the other hand, are you not surprised that the fan reaction has been this? Because, yes, Tennessee fans are passionate, but you know just as well as anybody around here that this is a good baseball footprint. Like, yes, it's in the South and part of Braves country, so to speak, but there's great baseball throughout this state at the high school level and even younger. So are you surprised that Tony Vitello has gotten this program back this quickly? And then on the other hand, are you not surprised that he has gotten this type of reception because of the baseball footprint that is in East Tennessee?
I don't think I'm surprised by either one. I mean, think back where Tony Vitello was before he got this job. He was part of a wildly successful Arkansas staff that was playing for national championships based on players that he recruited. Now, this is the point in the conversation where I point out that I'm also a Missouri grad, and the Missouri job was open, and Tony wanted it, and they decided not to hire him, despite guys like Max Scherzer saying, you need to hire Tony Vitello. So it goes to show you how one administration mistake benefited another. There's very little doubt in my mind. Like anybody who followed the SEC and saw what he did from a recruiting standpoint knew he could recruit. That is I don't know if interesting case study could be done if, somebody had the time, but I don't know what sport recruiting is most important in. Like we spend a lot of time talking about it in football, obviously, every signing day or every 2 signing days, whatever we got going on now. But baseball is different, right? Because you got to recruit them multiple times. You got to get them to commit to your school. That's usually when they're 8th, 9th grade. And then if they turn out to be the kids that you expected them to be, then you have to convince them not to go in the draft and still show up. So he's gotten some of those guys in Tennessee now. We know the value of recruiting. We knew that could happen. And once you get dudes, you can win. It just usually takes a very long time to get that cycle going. Now, the second part of it is a no-brainer. Like anybody who has spent time in Knoxville, and I'm going to shift it away from just the baseball part and go just Tennessee sports. Like anybody who's spent time around campus knows that if you have a winner, they will come out and support you. Whether you're, the Weeklies or Pat Summitt or track and field or football or Rick Barnes or Bruce Pearl, or it doesn't matter. If you win, it doesn't matter what the sport is. You're going to get incredible media coverage. You're going to be important to the community. And once you're important to that community, it just kind of spider webs out throughout the state. And you mentioned, Jason, we're not going to be there this weekend, which is a shame, but I'm so excited to see what the crowds are going to be and the block party and everything else. Just the atmosphere is going to be incredible. And it's a fan base that deserves this type of celebration. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Tom Hart, ESPN here in the Swain Event. Tom, how would you compare this super regional to others? And maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I see two SEC teams that they've been jawing back and forth. There's some some skin in the game, more than just advancing. But man, there's some bragging rights. And how would you compare this regional to the other regionals this weekend?
I think it's safe to say it's going to be the most intense. I mean, there's a trip to Omaha on the line for everybody, but let's think about Starkville for a second. Like the way the fans in Starkville treat the opponent, we saw it a couple years ago with Stanford. Stanford went in there, they got blown away by the atmosphere. They'd never played in front of anything like that, and they were thankful at the end. The losing team this weekend from Campbell, their team did a lap around the outfield wall and collected all the finest meats and cheeses in the land from the people who were, from the tailgaters. And they will be talking about that experience forever. And when I played college baseball, we played in a regional at Starkville, and the fans fed us, and there were 14,000 people. That's all well and good. There is going to be more animosity, more competition, more trash talk, this is going to be more intense in all of those. Remember, when LSU came there earlier this season, neither team, I don't think, is where they are right now. That was, and I talked with Tennessee guys about it yesterday, that was a series where they found out that they could win. They gained confidence. And LSU, at that point, that was an existential crisis. They were off to their worst start in SEC play since like 1969. So that was we've got to figure this out and change things. All of that being said, while Tennessee did sweep, game one was a 2-run game, and the next two were 1-run walk-offs. Like this is a very evenly matched series, despite Tennessee's lofty ranking, and a young LSU team that's got a lot to play for with the coach who's on his way out. So I think it's going to be the most intense. I think emotions are going to be higher on both sides here than anywhere else.
Tom, do you think the conversations that the media and the fans are having about Paul Mainieri's comments, do you think that's a conversation just for us, or do you think that conversation is also going on behind the scenes and being rekindled in that LSU baseball program as well?
I think generally that's mostly for us, right? And it was what was entertaining, and the reason that thing got legs is, and I had that same conversation with Paul right after that series because I had him before Vanderbilt. It was, wait a second, you're the LSU coach and you're complaining about crowd noise. You have the best home field advantage in the history of the sport, so that was highly entertaining, and I think it struck people in the right tone. But for the most part, I don't think that matters to the teams. I think they have plenty of other fuel between them and things that happen on the field and on social media between two teams over the course of the season. All these guys know each other. Like they played against each other for years. It's just the second series of a season. These are guys who played against each other and with each other over summers. So, I think there's plenty of motivation without worrying about what a coach said on a radio show, after the series.
And speaking to the players yesterday, I don't know if you got to speak to Paul Mainieri and Tony Vitello yesterday as well, but is there something that you picked up on either side that maybe you're paying close attention to this weekend that maybe you didn't expect to be doing so going into the weekend?
No, I don't think there are no secrets, which makes this unique. This is the 9th, I think, SEC versus SEC Super Regional. And the last 4, Jeff Muir, who lives in Knoxville, did some tremendous research. The last 4 have all gone to a third game. I expect it to be close, but what stands out about it is that, let's say, whether it's Notre Dame going to Starkville or Ole Miss going to Arizona, most of the Super Regionals are between teams that have very little history between each other, who haven't not only have they not seen each other this season, but they haven't seen each other maybe in decades. So it's a new experience for everybody. And it's kind of like a heavyweight title fight. Like, okay, we're going to feel each other out for a little bit, and let's get a couple rounds into this and see who's who and what the style is, and then we can be ourselves. This is going to be like a UFC fight. Like, someone's getting kneed in the nose in the first round, just right off the bat. So I think that's what makes it stand out, and what makes it so different is that they know each other. They know each other's strengths and weaknesses. You're facing, as a starting pitcher, you're facing a lineup for the second time, and you need to think about what adjustments you need to make or how you're different now than when you first saw this team.
I asked Chris Burke earlier when we had him on kind of what matchups will determine the outcome this weekend, and he pointed to Landon Marceau and his workload the last couple of weeks. What matchups do you think will determine who advances to Omaha this weekend?
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and we're going to talk to Mainieri later today. I don't know what their plan is for Marceau. Like, are they going to use him game 1? Does he need an extra day? If they do use him game 1, will he be – I don't think he would be on a pitch count, but would he be limited in the sense they're going to have extra eyes on him and would leave the game early? LSU went deep into the rotation. It wasn't just Marceau. A bunch of dudes threw multiple times last weekend. So – and that was a series that didn't end until Monday night. It's good for the late Monday night. It's good for them that this is a Saturday, Monday Super. That's number one. I also want to see how LSU's young guys behave in this environment. Dylan Cruz, their right fielder, is sensational. He's probably the best player out of high school that showed up on a campus this year. Told MLB no. Has he played in front of an environment like this? Remember, as bad as LSU thought the environment was last time, that was only like 25% capacity. I think it's LSU's young hitters, Trey Morgan, Dylan Cruz. Can those guys perform at not just in front of this crowd, but also on the stage? I mean, this is a huge stage for these guys from a television standpoint too, and a lot of pressure with so much on the line.
Tom Hart, ESPN and of the SEC Network. You can follow him on Twitter at Tom_Hart. Tom, we appreciate your time this morning and hate that you can't get the Dead End Barbecue this weekend, but next time you're in town, Swain and I will be sure to take care of your water.
Yeah, well, that's nice. I mean, or you could ship me some. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Like,
we'll do that.
Atlanta's not that far away.
That's true.
We could maybe get it by game time.
I'm willing to do that, man, for a guy that has a 865 cell phone number.
Do you have a go-to at Dead End?
No, I don't. I have something different every time I'm in there.
Smart man.
That is.
Can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. Well, Tom, I look forward to the broadcast. Man, it doesn't matter if it's football and just man,
they always do.
They probably
they have thinking. So I'm pumped, man. It's a sensation.
Great time on the call, and we'll be listening. We'll be in the building. I don't know if he's gonna be at this dang game or not. That's why there's no time to get here. It tips it off of what you're going to do if
Austin will not be in attendance.
The biggest baseball series.
Do you know your numbers?
That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam. Self-inject at home test LT Center. Have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with local causes year-round? TheGarzaLawFirm.com. The Garza Law Firm.
Easy to enjoy their fantastic to your door by Loco Knoxville in Barbecue. The search.
Feel like you again. Let us help.
Center and Low T Center. Thomas McKee.
Benjamin.
Number 1. Number 2, he cares means something. Work since he graduated.
Checks in the mail.
And let's put Ben in. Went to his wedding. Today is Tennessee's super regional.
I don't get backed into corners. I do.
A National Signing Day decision. Great friend. So, to help with our announcement, Ben, Pat.
Where's the other hat you were wearing this week? I need that farmer's hat so I can be a former Vol like you.
Never. It's all there. Being outside and it's nice and hot.
Fishing.
Bill Dance hat. We'll put this. We have wife always signifies being married or covering the base. Super regional game. First one in Lindsay Nell. The floor is yours, man. For the
72 hours, because Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Your time.
My phone does not tell me. Hope it doesn't. But it is supposed to be in the game, and I don't miss either. I get to go. I need this game on Saturday night to get post. I'm being selfish right now.
Fair.
So I'm banking Sunday. That way I can go to the game, baby.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, Fred, man. We still Grissom Tiger. I think you would agree. To the phones. Oh, man.
Not everybody in Alabama are bad.
Your country and being a Bammer.
Are you going to tell my mom that she can get out the way to get the money?
We go Vols. Let's get it. Let's go.
Swain, my wedding you going to?
One of his friends he grew up with was getting married. Ask whose wedding is.
He knows you're a volunteer fan.
Mark, bum.
He dropped the mic. Not only is big ball.
Your check's in the mail once again.
In the beginning, hadn't he?
Yeah, he is.
I'm brother.
Tell your friend, I do that. I had a friend that asked me to be in his wedding. I don't remember what I had. I was a man of my word.
Wow.
Yeah, we went to a park.
Did your friend say?
I didn't believe I was actually going to do it because see how it goes.
I think you should get married at the block.
And
St. Thomas Aquinas.
What is that?
Tennessee ain't never left the country.
Man, have a good time.
I think you should. Yeah. So you're not even going to watch the games this weekend?
No. Watching it in a. She said it's a swim up bar. Then I guess I'll be playing it on my phone. I'm sure that I was like, God, I got to make sure I can watch this. Because I'd be at that block party with, I'd probably make my potato salad with no raisins.
Rusty called in and asked about the other, entertaining things that Tennessee is going to have for fans to do. One of them is an autograph signing and photo.
See that. I didn't get his autograph, but I got to watch him and his quarterback write autographs. Swain, why was your line longer than his?
You talking about Casey?
No comment. I hate you.
Swain, man, I'm loving that jersey you're wearing. That is the jersey. I've said it when I know for sure Vitello will be coming back, and it sounds like he is. That's the jersey I'm buying. So we'll look like
we will.
Well, guys, y'all have a good weekend. Ben, I'm glad you made the right choice to be a Tennessee fan.
I'm not a Tennessee fan. I am a journalist, and I have a job.
You're not a Tennessee fan.
I have a job to do this weekend. To miss Kari's wedding here in 2 weeks because of Omaha. Vanderbilt is no longer going to exist.
I agree to
that.
Yeah, I'll make that deal with him. Yeah, Tennessee wins, going to retire Vanderbilt.
I agree.
Okay.
Even though Ben just literally said on air in front of, with millions of people listening, he's not a Tennessee fan.
Millions.
When he called y'all Texas Swain and Ben. You have a good weekend.
That is a good one. But just remember, DR Vol, one of us canceled their weekend plans to be in attendance this weekend, and I canceled my weekend plans to be here. DR Vol did not cancel his weekend plans to be here, so I'll let the facts speak for themselves.
Yeah, but your Vol could have gotten away with canceling that vacation. He probably would have had some some explaining to do.
You don't have to cancel it. You just postpone it for a week. It's like a rain delay.
I don't know if you can do that. All right, let's go back to the text box this morning. King Vol 300. St. Thomas is beautiful. I've been there, Dior Vol. No one cares, King Vol 300, about your good time bragging about your vacation, okay? Vol in Birmingham. Just go to Gatlinburg for your vacation and call it a day. Quit all that bragging. Nelson says, hey, Ben, we don't talk like that in Jack. Oh, man. Oh, man. Brandon says, good call, Ben. If he's a real friend, he'll forgive you.
Somebody's representing us.
That's a real team right there, man. That's a real team. Just taking one for the team right there. Alex asked, what is Crab describe people that pull others down when they're trying to do something good? So if you take a bunch of that's why I use that phrase. There's a lot of positive going on right now, and always be upset and have something to complain and bitch about, or organize for something good. The baseball team's kicking butt, taking names, getting respect nationally, and it's an unbelievable themselves. And I think they'll reveal a lot about themselves. Who's on the phone?
Jay.
Jay, good morning.
Salad, baked beans, your drumsticks.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Swain's a man of the people. All I ask is if we win the series, can we get Uncle Luke and the Two Live crew blasting through the speakers?
Who?
We can't get Uncle Luke playing.
Man, I don't know about that, man. The FCC might be after him again.
Oh man, I remember my buddies went, but yeah. I don't know if we can play old Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke, when it was me, blue shirt, something like that at Tennessee, and I remember he was here and he's with Trooper and they came by the apartment and we was talking. Come on, he described how his parties were. There's no way we can let Uncle Luke have a party up in here. There's no way, because his parties are just.
Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, I heard some stories.
Yeah, like Chargerval said, Luke will have all of us canceled.
Have an affinity for small athletic stadiums, so this block party happened because Lindsey Nelson wasn't big enough, and
saw the tweet, and I saw the Tennessee had put it together as fast as they did. I know they were thinking about it years. How many recruits that I have either saw before anyone else has saw, a football coach in the past, and this has been one of the coolest ones, man, because it's giving the people what they want in Texas, and he went down and went to go see him because we need a receiver. So, like, anytime that there's an idea or something going on to help Tennessee, I'm always shooting a message over there to somebody to get it to the right person. And, a couple days ago, I did the same thing about the idea to having this, viewer party. So I'm just glad it worked out.
Well, they listen, man. That's, the 12-team playoff, man, I think this is an awesome idea. But I think the one thing I'm going to like is I think we're going to see a lot of really good matchups in terms of interesting matchups. Like, for example, Coastal Carolina would have went to Notre Dame last year, but under this format. But because the one thing I really not liked about college football, guys, is these early games played in Jerry World. I don't like seeing Southern Cal and Alabama play in Dallas. I'd rather see Alabama go to Southern Cal and play in the Coliseum, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think we're going to get more of that back where God help us if we can ever get good again. Maybe we can see Tennessee go play at Michigan. I mean, how cool would that be? Or just something like that. I think you're going to start seeing some really interesting matchups on people's campuses. And I think that's what college football's been missing.
Yes. And why you've seen teams go back to the home and home rather than the neutral site games.
Yeah. So I think we're still going to have a gridlock at the top. So I don't know how that's going to change, but it's Ohio State it's Alabama and it's Clemson, and I don't see this ever slowing down, anytime soon. So I don't know what I didn't. There's really not that much parity in college football when you think about it.
No, we'll get some cool.
College football used to not be like this.
It's always been
even
like this.
in early on the BCS era. We had parity. There's 3 teams now.
Jay, I think it's always been like this.
No, think about that though. Think about early in the BCS. You had Miami, you had Southern Cal, you had Tennessee. Since the playoffs has started, it's been Ohio State, Clemson, or Alabama. LSU got in there, but and I think this year it's going to be Ohio State, Clemson, or Alabama.
I mean, I think there's always been a group of, programs, the haves versus the have-nots. And, I'm looking at, 96 to 2006, and you had LSU all won the championship in that 9, 10, 11-year span. But if you go from there to present time, there's less teams, and a lot of Alabama, Clemson, a lot of Clemson in there. Of course, you got a sprinkle of Florida State, Ohio State, and Auburn there. But I see what you're saying. I think Nick Saban, his dominance has made it harder. Quite frankly, and is why I think he's the best college coach ever. But I think there's always been the haves and have-nots. I just think the Alabama dominance makes it seem like it's worse than ever.
So how old is he now? When
66.
I thought he's in his 70s.
The last time I think we looked up, he was 66. Let's see here. No, he's 69. He's 69. Yeah, he's 69 years old.
Bro. He is never going to stop coaching.
I mean, I remember Joe Paterno.
85 years old out here pulling 5 stars.
I remember Joe Paterno was coaching until he was in, he was in his 80s. Like, I remember in the bowl game we played Joe Paterno. And I would watch Joe Paterno coaching games. Like, he didn't even have a headset on. He wasn't even paying attention.
And Swain, they will be pulling every 5-star in America. He'll be 81 years old, and every 5-star in America will still be coming there.
Hey, man, they got a message.
I'll be old with gray hair, and Tennessee ain't won nothing. I mean, it's just going to be – this is awful.
Let's hope that's not the case.
All right, guys, man. Y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy that. Hopefully we win, and I don't know, man. If we get that series win, just somebody just slip Uncle Luke into the speakers and let's get it going. That's what I say.
Man, might need to, man. People are gonna be so excited about it. So Jay, thanks so much for the call. Have a good weekend. Gold Brick Joe. Gold Brick Joe talking about. Good morning.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Swino?
Gold Brick Joe. Huh. Just hanging out. Joe, how you doing, man?
Oh, man. If I was any better, I don't know what I'd do with myself.
Interesting.
But just calling in to say that I will be in attendance there Saturday, thanks to a loyal listener of another great radio program here, the Tony Basilio Show.
Awesome.
So I'll be there in person, and I'm glad to hear that Ben's going to be there in person too, because it was good to see him there last weekend. That's going back there to his beautiful media availability as that whatever you call it back there. So it looks like we've got everything going on there to get that Saturday win again here. Because I mean, obviously we were both in attendance there last week, so I think that's at least off to a good start. I'm glad you chose the right thing there, Ben. I'm glad you did the right thing.
I think I made the right decision. I don't know. I still feel bad about it, but it is what it is.
Hey, man, this is how Tupac and Biggie used to be best friends before they had their beef. So maybe this is what starts the beef between you two. Used to be best friends.
Joe, you and I are good luck. Ignore Swain.
That's exactly right. Well, so I'm just excited about it this weekend. That block party thing's going to be really cool. And just looking forward to everything this weekend. Just wanted to call in and tell Ben that I think he made the right decision there.
Hey, thank you, Joe, man. Thanks for the call, man. Have a good time this weekend.
You guys.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate the backup, unlike somebody. Making me feel guilty.
Oh, man. That make you feel guilty. I encourage you to do the right thing.
Shut up.
For your career, Ben. For your career, man. I'm thinking about your long term. What's best for you. I don't even know that other guy. So, I mean, of course I'm not going to tell you to go to his wedding. I don't even know him. Even though he's got a little Grissom in his blood. But still, this is the right move for you. Savannah can go. She can hang out with her friends, and you can do the Lord's work.
That's right.
To cover Tennessee.
And watch Tennessee beat LSU.
That's right. That's right. Is that you talking trash?
No.
All right. Just make sure, because I'm not doing that. I'm not talking any trash. Nope. Kansas State coach retired at 88, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Nick ain't going anywhere. Vaughville says the 12-game playoff is good for parity. Recruits will see that they can go to any number of schools that they want to get into the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, I think the winners are fans. The winners are fans and the folks that will be making money off these players. What is that? Based on what you're hearing, what do we expect? No, I don't know. I don't know if I can get an answer back fast enough to share kind of what they are expecting, what they're prepared for as far as attendance, because it's already 9.
I could see it being a couple of hundred people. What do you think? I mean, you think?
I'm intrigued by Turkey Man's question.
Rough estimate inside. I think there'll be less. I think there will be less. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I think there will.
I'm thinking about his bowl game attendance and how Vol fans have shown up. That's in Knoxville at the back end of COVID, where people are busting at the seams to get out and be around folks. And there's a reason. I think it may be close, if not more, than the people that are the number that's inside the stadium.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of thrown together at the last second. Everybody has vacations. I don't know. It would surprise me if it matches or surpasses the amount inside.
And a lot of hotels have been booked.
That'd be a really cool scene. That's different. Was it Tom Hart that said he was trying to think of, or was maybe you said it? How he was watching the Bucks game.
Yeah, the Bucks game.
Yeah, so this is different. Like, you've never go back to the home arena back on campus of that school. You've seen that, but a street, and it's not for a national champ. I mean, it is for a championship. It's a playoff game.
Yeah. ATL VFL says a lot of hotels booked, and that's hotel businesses around here. Man, it's going to benefit from the visit. I think it's going to be close. Vol Teacher says, "Don't let former VFL guilt you. Former VFL Swain guilt you." That's a low blow, Vol Teacher. That's a low blow. I ain't reading that LC Vol.
It's a home game block party, and it's Vol Nation. We show up in boats. That's what Volville said.
That's true.
LC Vol said somebody's going to be down there fine-tuning his boxing skills.
I ain't going there. See, you instigate.
Instead of Gate 21, it's going to be Lindsey Nelson, out front of Lindsey Nelson. Maybe we'll have enough people there to where we could just renovate the front of the stadium. That's the true thought process behind the block party. Not to watch the game, but so we have enough people there that can help clean everything up.
We tricked you. Everybody grab a bucket and a hammer. We're about to do some work around here. The project starts now. It'll be like a Habitat for Humanity event.
And if you told them that Tony Vitello wanted it, everybody would get to work.
Oh, Tony said do it? Okay, we doing it. Okay. All right, we doing it. We'll cancel everything, every plan we had this weekend. We'll do it. Man, I got a feeling it's going to be bigger than what is expected. That's my hunch.
I hope so. It's going to be cool. Night game, Tennessee LSU. I hope that they find a way to synchronize the stream on the TV with the actual game. That way the reaction inside the stadium matches the reaction outside of the stadium. Like, it would be cool, like Chris Burke was talking about earlier, about the reaction inside the stadium, and then there's the reaction like 5-7 seconds afterwards outside of the stadium. But I think we need to find a way to
time slot though.
Yep.
Saturday 7 p.m. You got Saturday at 2 p.m. Mississippi State, Notre Dame. You got Virginia and DBU Saturday at noon. Some of y'all still be waking up from your hangover, so that's not a great time slot. Friday at 9 p.m. That's a good one. Friday at 3 p.m. And then Vanderbilt, East Carolina, they'll have the noon time slot on Friday.
In 2 hours.
And then Arkansas, Friday, 6 p.m. So Arkansas and Tennessee looks like it has the best 2 time slots, man.
Who does Arkansas play again?
NC State.
Let's go NC Mac.
Let's go Wolfpack. Yeah, Wolfpack. Wolfpack.
Y'all have a great weekend.
Wolfpack, let's go. In East Carolina, they're the Pirates. Arr. Arr, matey. Arr, matey. Let's go East Carolina. Who else? What other SEC team playing? Ole Miss and Arizona. Wildcats. That's a Wildcat right there. That's a Wildcat. What other SEC team playing? Mississippi State, Notre Dame. Somebody go pick some clovers outside. I don't know what kind of.
All right, now do a Commodore.
Vanderbilt. That's all I got, man.
I guess they're playing ECU. So
no, I'm going for ECU, so I'm not doing that.
Well, I'm curious anyways about what your Commodore sound is.
I don't know, man. They don't talk. I don't know, man.
What even is a Commodore?
I don't know. Maybe it's a R&B band member. I don't know.
A naval officer.
Oh, all right, cool. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. It's going to be an unbelievable weekend here. We are out. Have a great weekend.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler.